How it went over automatically. Oh gosh, let's see.
It's the global little circle.
Yeah, no, I have that up. I have that up. It's just that.
Oh, I see language interpretation available. Click here
Yeah,
to get
I'm
started.
seeing it too.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I guess the function is activated, but I'm not yet
Yeah, it's function,
designated.
but you're not. Yeah, no, I have that up. I have that up. Uh-oh, hold on. I have my.
Interpretation available. Click here
Yeah,
to get
I'm
started.
seeing it too.
Yep, I guess the function.
I'm sorry, I had YouTube up and let me see. Get this all worked out here. Oh, how did I do that last time? Oh, and I forgot. Maybe I just typed your name in. I guess maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Mary.
Yes.
How are you doing?
But I cannot hear you, so something's wrong here. Luis.
Help, Luis. Would you type a chat to Evie and this pages and tell them that we're going to do this pages first, since she only has one. And then we're going to do the two that need interpretation of that belong to Miss Licona.
Okay. I messaged them. They said okay.
Annex, are you there? Good morning, Annex.
Good
Yeah,
morning, sir.
the first one we're going to do is Alexander Sanchez. There's two
Yes, sir.
Sanchez, but we need Alexander Gabriel Sanchez. Yeah. But we're getting the court reporter all straightened out here, and then we'll do that one first.
Sánchez Rebolledo.
Correct.
It's coming right.
Okay, I hear it now. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Ms. Pages. How are you?
Good. How are you all?
Good. I think we're all squared away. We got the interpreter, we got the court reporter. These hearings this morning, it's a docket of the cases that we have for this morning, and they're being live streamed through YouTube to comply with the open courts provision of the Constitution. And so we will go ahead and get Mr. Alexander Sanchez, and we have an interpreter here. Did you need to talk to him before?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, let's get on the record at this time in cause number 2024-0D00673, styled the state versus Alexander Gabriel Rebolledo Sanchez. If I can hear announcements from the state and the defense. Well, I guess if I let Mr. Lasley in, they could announce. Morning, Mr. Lasley.
Good morning, Judge.
Yeah, I just called a case without admitting the state in.
Oh,
So we're the first case we're going to do is Ms. Page's, and that's Mr. Alexander Sanchez. Is the state ready to proceed in that?
yes,
case?
Your Honor.
And the defense had announced ready. So we will proceed at this time. Are you, and the interpreter we have here, are you Alexander Gabriel Rebolledo Sanchez? Mr. Sanchez, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you can lower your hand. You're charged by indictment with the offense of smuggling of persons, and I'm going to ask the prosecutor how many counts that is involved in this case, please. And which one you present.
There are 5 counts, Your Honor, and he's pleading to a lesser attempted smuggling of persons, counts 1 through 5.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Pages?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, under 1244A.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you are charged with the felony offenses of smuggling of persons in 5 counts. My understanding is here today you're going to plead to a lesser offense of attempted on all 5 counts. Do you understand what you are charged with here? Have you had plenty of time to discuss these accusations with your lawyer? Are you ready to proceed here today? All right. The district clerk, the deputy clerk. Let's see, where did she, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Over there.
Hi.
She has in her possession a document that is marked State's Exhibit Number 1, among other documents that I assume that you signed. Are you familiar with the documents that your lawyer talked with you about? And are you familiar with them? And did you sign all of those documents? Do you understand that by signing those documents, you're giving up some very important rights you have under the law? You have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to cross-examine witnesses. And by signing those documents, you're telling me that you wish to give up those rights. Is that still what you want to do here today? All right. Ms. Pages, in your opinion, did your client understand the waivers that he's executed?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will approve the waivers that will be filed among the papers of the cause. At this time, Mr. Sanchez, how do you plead to the lesser included offense of attempted smuggling of persons? Counts 1 through. I'm sorry. Are you pleading guilty to all 5 counts of the indictment, the lesser included of attempt?
Sí.
I hear your pleas of guilty. Before I accept them, I need to make sure that you understand the consequences, the range of punishment. Are these second-degree felonies, Mr. Lasley?
They're third-degree felonies, Your Honor, and then with the attempt, they go down to state jail.
All right. What is alleged in the indictment is a third-degree felony, but you have pled to a state jail felony offenses. That punishment range is by confinement in the state jail for a period of no less than 180 days, nor more than 2 years, and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand that range?
Sí.
If there's a plea agreement that has been worked out in exchange for your plea, it is not binding on the court. If the court does not accept it, you could withdraw your pleas. However, if the court accepts the agreements and later you wanted to appeal, you could appeal only with permission of the court. Do you understand that?
Sí.
If you're not an American citizen, your pleas of guilty here today could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Sí.
Have you ever suffered any type of mental issues that required treatment or hospitalization, sir?
No.
Ms. Pages, in your opinion, is your client mentally competent as he stands here before the court today?
I do believe he is, Your Honor.
I will so find. Are you satisfied with the legal representation that you received from your attorney?
Sí.
When you pled guilty on all 5 counts, were those guilty pleas made by you freely and voluntarily?
Sí.
Did anyone unduly pressure you, mistreat you, coerce you, or threaten you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty to those lesser offenses because you are guilty of them and for no other reason?
Sí.
And I'll ask Ms. Alvarado, in the packet of documents, is there a 3914 disclosure form that is signed by all the parties?
Yes, sir. Yes, there is.
Thank you. All right, in view of that, I'll accept the defendant's pleas as free and voluntary. State, you may proceed.
Your Honor, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and the judicial confessions contained therein. We offer State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. We ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the attempted smuggling of persons alleged in the indictment. This is a plea bargain case, Your Honor. The recommendation is credit for time served under the provisions of 1244A. He's got 286 days.
No objection, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just real quick as a correction for the time credit, I got to 187 days.
That's fine. So the information I have is current as to when this docket was printed up. So
Oh, okay.
so
Thank you.
either way, he satisfied his judgment.
All right. So, Ms. Pages, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, what I'm informed is that in exchange for your pleas of guilty to these state jail felonies, that the state recommends that you be sentenced to time served. And if that were the fact, then your judgment would be satisfied. Is that your agreement, sir?
Sí.
All right, I will accept and approve the plea agreement. The court finds from the evidence that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the lesser included offenses of attempted smuggling of persons, state jail felonies. Your punishment is assessed in accordance with this agreement, Mr. Sanchez. At the time that you have served in jail, at the present time, the clerk tells me 287 days. Regardless, your judgment is satisfied. This is a plea bargain case. You have no right to appeal. I will certify to that fact. Do you have any questions, Mr. Sanchez?
No.
Ms. Pages, anything else on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I just want to state for the record that Mr. Sanchez was advised pursuant to by the regarding his immigration consequences. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, Ms. Pages informed me that there are possible immigration consequences to what we did here today. Do you understand that?
Sí.
Is there anything about that you wish to change your mind about as to what we did here today?
No.
Very well. And Mr. Lasley, anything else in this case?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. And we are finished with Mr. Alexander Sanchez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Salvador, do you think you could go ahead and share the plea papers or put them up there or email them to me, one way or the other? That way I can flip to them.
Yes, yes, sir.
Do you have my email?
Yes, yes, sir.
EP County. Great. Ms. Licona, before we start here, I'm going to get these plea papers sent to me so that I can refer to them. But which of your clients need interpretation?
Jose Pacheco and Adrian Sanchez.
All right. Let's go ahead and do Jose Pacheco first. Annex, Jose Pacheco. Luis Jose.
Gracias.
Salvador, did you get them sent to me?
Yes, sir. I just sent them.
Okay. I guess they haven't got here yet.
I'll be forwarding over 2 emails just because not all the plea papers fit into one, okay?
Okay. Did you send them my county email? EP County?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. If I could go ahead and get you to, I'm gonna go ahead and share them. I hadn't gotten them yet, so it maybe some slow getting in.
I could share the screen if you'd like.
Let's go ahead. I've already given you permission to do that. So, Mr. Pacheco, this case.
And Your Honor, in Mr. Pacheco's case, he is charged with 6 counts of smuggling of persons for pecuniary benefit and 1 count of evading arrest. That's count 7. And the state is waiving the pecuniary benefit allegation, and he's allowing him to plead to attempted smuggling of persons and then also to attempted evading with a vehicle. And he's being prosecuted and punished as a Class A misdemeanor under the provisions of 1244B, credit for time served.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's get on the record in cause number 2024-0D07950, the state versus Jose Luis Pacheco. If I can hear announcements, please.
Kyle Lasley for the state. Ready, Your Honor.
Evie Licona for Mr. Pacheco from the Public Defender's Office. We're ready.
Are you Jose Luis Pacheco?
Sí, señor. Señor.
Are you Jose Luis Pacheco?
Sí, señor.
Mr. Pacheco, do you understand what you're charged with in the indictment?
Señor.
You understand you're charged with 7 counts, 6 counts of smuggling of persons for pecuniary
Sí,
benefit.
señor.
Well, hold on. Just wait until I finish. You're charged in 6 counts with smuggling of persons, second-degree felonies, and 1 count of evading arrest. It's my understanding here today you're going to plead to lesser included offenses. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Sí, señor.
And you understand that are you ready to proceed on these cases?
Sí, señor.
Okay, I have I'm viewing right now, and the clerk has a document that is a waiver of your rights. Did you sign it? Do you see the document there?
Sí, señor.
Is that your signature on it?
Sí, señor.
Before you signed it, did your attorney explain to you what this document means and what it contains?
Sí, señor.
Do you understand that by signing this document, you're giving up your important rights that you have under the law, your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, your right to cross-examine witnesses? Did you understand that?
Señor.
And is that what you want to do here today, is to give up these rights that you have under the law? Is there a problem, Mr. Pacheco?
Ninguno.
Mr. Pacheco, is there a problem?
No, ninguno.
Well, from my viewpoint, you're looking around, you're putting your head down, you're looking elsewhere, but at the screen. What's the problem?
No, ninguno, señor, disculpe.
Okay, if there is a problem, let me know, and we'll try to take care of it.
No, 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 ninguno.
Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts of what we're doing here today?
No,
Have you had plenty of time to discuss what we're going to be doing here today and what you're charged with your lawyer?
sí, señor.
Do you want to proceed at this time?
Señor.
All right. Okay, the document that we're talking about, you told me that is your signature on it, correct?
Sí, señor.
And did you tell me that you understand you have the rights to a jury trial, you have the right to remain silent, you have the right to cross-examine a witness? You understand that, correct?
Sí, señor.
And by signing the document, it's a way of you telling me that you want to give up those rights. Is that still what you want to do here today?
Señor.
Very well. And Ms. Licona, in your opinion, did your client understand the waivers he's executed?
He did, Your Honor.
I'll approve the waivers. Mr. Sanchez, what you've, and at this time, I'm going to have you plead counts 1 through 6, attempted smuggling of persons, state jail felonies, and attempted evading arrest, also state jail felony. There are lesser included offenses. How do you plead to all counts of the indictment? Mr. Sanchez, did you hear me?
Señor.
How do you plead to all counts
Pablo.
of the indictment?
Culpable, señor.
I hear you pled guilty. Are you pleading guilty to all 7 counts of the indictment, the lesser included offenses?
Sí, señor.
All right. The range of punishment for what you pled to is that of a state jail felony. Under the law, a person convicted of a state jail felony faces punishment by confinement in the state jail for a period of no less than 180 days nor more than 2 years and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Señor.
Your Honor, if I may, these are 1244Bs, Your Honor.
Okay.
So it's going to be misdemeanor charge and punishment.
Okay. Under what we're doing here today, even though there's state jails, you're going to be punished as a misdemeanor. And that range of punishment, thank you, Ms. Licona, that range of punishment is that of a Class A, up to 1 year in jail, or a $4,000 fine, or both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Señor.
If there's a plea agreement that has been worked out in exchange for your pleas of guilty, the agreement is not binding on the court. I don't have to accept it. If I didn't, you would be allowed to withdraw your pleas of guilty. However, if the court follows the agreement and later you wish to appeal, you could appeal only with permission of the court. Do you understand that?
Sí, señor.
If you are not an American citizen, your pleas of guilty here today could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Señor,
And Mr. Pacheco, have you ever suffered any type of mental problems or issues that required treatment or hospitalization, sir?
no, ninguno, señor. Gracias.
Ms. Licona, in your opinion, is your client mentally competent as he stands here today?
He is, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the legal representation that you received from your attorney?
Sí, señor.
When you pled guilty to those counts, the lesser included, were those guilty pleas made by you freely and voluntarily?
Sí, señor.
Did anyone unduly pressure you, mistreat you, coerce you, or threaten you in any way to get you to plead?
No, señor.
Are you pleading guilty to those lesser offenses because you are guilty of them and for no other reason?
Sí, señor.
And Ms. Alvarado, in the packet of papers, is there a 3914 disclosure form signed by all the parties?
All right, give me 1 second. I believe so. It is up here. Oh, yes, it is right here.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, State, you may proceed.
Your Honor, we offer State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and the judicial confessions contained therein. We offer State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. We request that the court take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the lesser included offenses of attempted smuggling of persons and attempted evading with a vehicle. This is a plea bargain case, Your Honor. The agreement is to prosecute and punish the case under the provisions of 1244B, credit for time served, and Mr. Pacheco has at least 151 days credit.
No objection to the proffer, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 are admitted. We'll take judicial notice of the indictment in the case. Mr. Pacheco, my understanding of the agreement is that in exchange for your pleas of guilty, the state recommends that you be prosecuted under 1244B, which means you would receive misdemeanor punishment, and they recommend 151 days. That is credit for time served. There might be an extra day in there, but nevertheless, credit for time served, whatever time that is, and that your judgment be satisfied. Is that your agreement?
Señor.
Ms. Licona, is that your understanding of the agreement in the case?
It is, Your Honor, with one with one correction, if I can, just for the benefit of my client. Under 1244B, this is not a state jail felony. It's being prosecuted as a Class A misdemeanor, and it's Class A misdemeanor punishment. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, the record shall reflect that under 1244B, it's prosecuted as a misdemeanor, and punishment is a Class A. All right, anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
Nothing from
All
the
right.
state.
I will find you guilty of the offense charge, attempted, prosecuted under 1240B as misdemeanors. Your punishment is assessed at 151 days, or credit for time served, the amount of time you have credit for time served, whether it's that amount of time or whether the clerk finds another day here or there. Regardless, it's credit for time served. And this is a plea bargain case, and you have no right to appeal. I'll certify to that fact. Anything else in regard to Mr. Pacheco's case?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Judge.
Okay. Okay, we're finished with Mr. Pacheco. And Ms. Licona, the next person you said you needed interpret for would be Adrian Sanchez, correct?
That's correct. Good luck,
Alright.
Mr. Pacheco.
Annex, if we could have Adrian Sanchez.
And Your Honor, in this case, the allegations are in count one, smuggling of persons under 18 years of age. And then counts 2 through 4 is smuggling of persons fleeing. And count 5 is evading arrest with a vehicle.
Okay,
And the state has agreed to abandon the enhancement provisions in counts 1 through 5 and allow him to plead to an attempted in each one of the counts. And it's 1244A. So state jail felony plea with misdemeanor, with Class A misdemeanor punishment.
is that correct, Ms. Licona?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, okay, Annex, we need Adrian Jordani Sanchez. You know, this Alvarado, let's see, I got only McCall's plea papers. The other one, oh, there they are. Never mind.
You got him? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like for me to still share the screen?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll do that on my end.
Your Honor, there was only one Sanchez on the roster. What's the first name on the other Sanchez lady?
Adrian Jordani.
I apologize, Your Honor, he's not on our list, but we can have him here in the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes, if you allow us.
That's fine?
We're on our way to get him.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. Annex, can I take another case while you're getting him? Is that gonna disrupt your system there or what?
Yes, who is it?
Your Honor, we have Gerardo McCall and also Kevin Gonzalez in custody at the annex.
Or do you have Kevin Gonzalez?
Yes, sir, he's coming right up.
All righty.
And Alonso, excuse me, and Alonso Avelar. Most of them are in jail.
Yes.
Oh, all of them.
All right, we'll get on the record at this time in the state of Texas versus Kevin Gonzalez. Cause numbers, he's got 4 cases. Cause numbers 2023 0D0 5702, 2023 0D0 5700, 2023 0D0 5701, 2023 0D0 1502. If I can hear an announcement from the state and defense, please.
Kyle Lasley for the state, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Evie Licona for Mr. Gonzalez, ready, Your Honor.
Are you Kevin Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you raise your right hand to be sworn, Mr. Gonzalez? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, and I'm going to just refer to the last four digits of these cause numbers. You have four indictments, okay? In cause number 5702, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance in count one. As charged, that's a third-degree felony. Mr. Lasley, on that particular indictment, is that how you're going to proceed on what's there, or is he
Yes.
going to plead to lesser?
He is pleading to the indictment in all of the cases, Your Honor.
Okay.
There's one where we're going to dismiss a count. In cause number 5701, we're dismissing count 2. But in every other case, he's pleading to the indictment.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, you're charged in 5702 with the offense of possession of controlled substance of third degree. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
In 1502, you're charged with 10 counts. Counts 1 through 10 charge you with possession of a controlled substance, a second-degree felony. And the 10th count, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, and in counts 2 through 10, you're charged with smuggling of persons, which are third-degree felonies. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
In counts, cause number 57. 5701, you're charged there in 3 counts. The first count charges you with evading arrest or detention, a third degree.
And this is the case where we're going to dismiss count 2, Your Honor.
Okay, and they agree to dismiss count 2, and then the third count, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, a third-degree felony as well. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
In cause number 5700, you're charged with the offense of possession of controlled substance. In count 1, a second-degree felony. In count 2, you're charged with possession, a second-degree felony. And in counts 3, you're charged with tampering with evidence, a third-degree felony. Do you understand those charges against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had plenty of time to discuss all these accusations that you're charged with in these indictments with your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of these 4 cases, I have here what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 1, 4 sets of papers, and they are plea agreements, a statement of a plea agreement between you and the state, notice to you of your rights, written admonishments of the court, and your waiver of rights and your judicial confession. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right in here.
Can you see that document there, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature attached?
Yes.
Before you signed it, did your lawyer explain to you what the document means and what it contains?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is your same document, is your same signature contained in all the documents that we talked about?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by signing this document, you're telling me that you wish, in all of these cases, that you wish to give up your right to have a jury trial that you wish to give up your right to remain silent, your right to cross-examine witnesses. And
Yes,
did you
Your Honor.
understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that still what you want to do here today, is to give up those rights in each of these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Licona, in your opinion, did your client understand the waivers that he's executed in each of these cases?
He did, Your Honor.
And I'll approve the waivers. State, you may proceed.
Your Honor, in the case ending in 5701, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. We ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove counts 1 and 3 beyond a reasonable doubt. The state has agreed to dismiss count 2 in that particular case. In the case ending in, I'm sorry, I've got them out of order, but the case ending in 1502, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case. We offer State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. We ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations contained in all counts of the indictment. In cause number 5702, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and judicial confessions contained therein. We offer State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. We ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove the allegations in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt. And finally, in the case ending in 5700, Your Honor, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and the judicial confessions contained in the plea papers, State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. And if the case were to, we ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations contained in all the counts of the indictment. This is a plea bargain case, Your Honor. The agreement is 5 TDC concurrent on all cases. And as I previously stated in cause number ending in 5701, the state has agreed to dismiss count 2.
That's our understanding of the plea agreement, Your Honor, and we have no objection.
Okay, State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 in each of these cases are admitted. Let's see, did I have the defendant plead to these? I don't know if I've had him plead yet.
No, you have
Mr.
not. You have not.
No, I didn't think so. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, in count 5702, how do you plead to all the counts of that indictment, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you pleading to all counts of that indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
In 5700, to the counts named in that indictment, how do you plead to those?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And in counts 5701, to the counts that remain after the state has abandoned count 2, how do you plead to them?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And in 1502, how do you plead?
Guilty as well, Your Honor.
All right. The waivers have been approved and filed among the papers of cause. I hear the defendant plead to the counts of the indictment. Mr. Gonzalez, the range of punishments that you face in these particular cases are 3rd and 2nd degree felonies under the law. The punishment assigned for these particular offenses, the 3rd degree is from 2 to 10 years in the penitentiary, up to a $10,000 fine. For a 2nd degree, from 2 to 20 years in the penitentiary, and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand those ranges of punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's a plea agreement that has been worked out in exchange for your pleas to all of these indictments, these counts, It is not binding on the court. If the court doesn't accept it, you'd be allowed to withdraw your pleas. However, if the court accepts the plea agreements and later you wish to appeal, you could appeal only with permission of the court. Do you understand that? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Annex? Hello, Annex. There's an issue with your connection.
Let me call them, Judge.
Can everyone else hear me?
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
it's mine.
Yes.
Maybe it's mine. Okay. Can you hear me, sir? Annex, can you hear me?
Judge, he can hear, they can hear you.
Well, he's not answering.
Okay, well, he's not
He's
answering.
not saying, he's not responding to me. Mr. Gonzalez, can you hear me?
It's good. I'm hearing the.
Can you hear me, Mr. Gonzalez?
I can't.
Judge, they cannot hear you again. They can't hear you.
Well,
Judge, he said he's gonna log off and log back on because
Yeah,
they
do
can't
that.
hear you.
yeah, I
So
wonder if they do that. Can everybody else can hear me, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Judge?
Yes, I can. I don't know
Okay.
what happened there.
Yes, we're back, Judge. We
All right.
apologize.
Well, anything goes wrong on Zoom, it will, believe me. But okay. Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think where I stopped was that you understand if there's a plea agreement that has been worked out in exchange for your pleas of guilty, then that agreement is not binding on the court. If I don't go along with it, you would be allowed to withdraw your pleas of guilty. However, if I accept the agreement that you've made and later you wish to appeal, you could appeal only with permission of the court. That is the law. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you are not an American citizen, your pleas of guilty here today could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the legal representation that you've received in connection with these 4 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you pled guilty to all of these counts that exist in these indictments, were those pleas of guilty made by you freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone threaten you or coerce you?
No,
Put
Your
undue pressure on you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty to these counts because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. I am looking at Article 3914 disclosure forms in each of these cases, signed by all parties, including the defendant. I'll accept the defendant's plea of free and voluntary. Do you re-urge and re-offer the things that you had offered earlier?
We do, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Licona, I think you said you had no objections.
That's correct, Judge. No objection.
All right. So the waivers are admitted. I'll accept the defendant's pleas as free and voluntary. Take judicial notice of the court indictment. The plea agreements in the case, I'm not sure you got to that point, Mr. Lasley.
Yes, Your Honor, it's 5 TDC concurrent in all cases. And then as I'd indicated before, in the case ending in 5701, the state has agreed to dismiss count 2.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, it's my understanding that in exchange for your pleas of guilty in all of these counts, that the state recommends 5 years confinement in the penitentiary. The second count of, let's see, that's 5701 has been abandoned. Now, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Licona, is that your understanding of it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I will accept and approve the plea agreements that were made in this case. I will proceed to find the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of all the counts in which he pled guilty to, noting that in 5701 that the second count was abandoned. Do you have any legal reason to prevent sentence at this time, sir? Hearing none, I hereby sentence you to 5 years confinement in the penitentiary in each of the counts in which you pled guilty to in each of the 4 indictments. They will run concurrent with each other. You are awarded credit for the time that you've served in connection with these cases from the date of your arrest to this date. I don't believe there's any time he was out on bond on any of these cases. Was he, Ms. Licona, where there was?
Originally, he was out for periods of time, Judge, but I did just forward you, if I may, at this time. I sent it to your Alcala EP County email address. I sent it to the referral docket email yesterday and copied Mr. Lasley. So he was originally booked January 17th, 2023 on the smuggling and possession case. February 14th, 2023 for the possession of controlled substance 3rd degree. He was booked March 31st, 2023 for the evading and the 2nd and 3rd degree possession cases. So he has time there that counts. And then on April 18th, 2023, he was released to federal custody from the county jail, and he remained in federal custody until December 4th, 2023. So we're asking for that federal time to count, and I've attached his federal judgment to the email, Judge.
Okay, yes, those times will count.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Ms. Alvarado, would you, in preparing the judgment and reflecting the amount of credits he has, do you have that, or do you need any further information?
Can I get those dates one more time, just so I can add them to the judgment?
April 18th, 2023, he was released to federal custody and brought back to county from federal custody December 4th, 2023. And if you'd like for me to forward you the email, I can do that.
Yes, if you can, please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
why don't you do that, Ms. Licona?
Will
So
do.
you can have that.
Miss Alvarado, what's your first name?
Ashley.
Thank you.
At the time he went to federal custody, all these cases were pending, correct?
Yes,
That's
Your Honor.
correct.
All right. Then he will get given credit for all those time served and any other that he might have.
Thank
till
you, Your
this day.
Honor.
This is a plea bargain case. You have no right to appeal, Mr. Gonzalez. I will certify to that fact. Is there anything else, Ms. Licona?
Nothing further on this case, Your Honor.
Mr. Leslie?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Good luck to you, sir. Okay, we're back to Adrian Jordani Sanchez, who needs an interpreter.
Ready, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll get on the record in a case that is styled the state of Texas versus Adrian Jordani Sanchez. It's cause number 2025 0D00132.
Kyle Lasley for the state, ready, Your Honor.
Evie Licona for Mr. Sanchez, we're ready.
Are you Adrian Jordani Sanchez?
No, español. Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were. Okay. He can't hear? Okay, whatever, he can hear you.
Sí. Así es. Ya no lo escucho.
Can you hear Mr. Sanchez?
Así es.
And just to be clear, I had asked you whether you are Adrian Jordani Sanchez. Are you him?
Así es, señoría.
Would you raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Señoría.
You can lower your hand, sir. Mr. Sanchez, you're charged by indictment with felony offenses based on allegations of smuggling of persons and evading arrest or detention. Do you understand what you're charged with in the indictment?
Así es, señoría.
From looking at the plea documents, it appears that you are going to plead to lesser included offenses, what we call state jail felony offenses. Do you understand that?
Señoría.
Have you had plenty of time to discuss these accusations with your lawyer?
Así es, señoría.
And are you ready to proceed here today?
Sí, señoría.
I have here, I'm looking on my computer on one of the monitors, a document. Let me go ahead and share that. Do you see that document, well, Mr. Sanchez?
Así es, su señoría.
That is a document stating a plea agreement between you and the state. It's a notice to you of your rights. It's the court's written admonishments. It's your waiver of rights and your judicial confession. Did you sign this document, sir?
Sí, es, su señoría.
Is that your signature?
Sí, así es.
Now, before you signed it, did your attorney explain to you what this document means and what it contains?
Así es, su señoría.
Then you understand that by signing this document, you're giving up important rights that you have under the law. You give up your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, your right to cross-examine witnesses are important your rights, and those are the ones that you give up if you want me to approve this here today. Do you understand that?
Sí es.
And by signing this document, do you want me to accept this and approve these waivers that you made?
Así es, su señoría.
And in your opinion, Mr. Laconi, did your client understand these waivers that he's executed?
He did, Your Honor.
I will accept the waivers. How do you plead to the lesser offenses, state jail felony offenses in counts 1 through 6? How do you plead to them, sir?
Culpable, su señoría.
Are you pleading guilty to all 6 counts of the indictment, sir? I'm sorry,
Así
all
es, señoría.
five counts of the indictment.
Así es, su señoría.
The range of punishment for these offenses are that of a state jail felony. The range being 180 days, no less than 180 days confinement, no more than 2 years confinement in the state jail, and up to a $10,000 fine is the range of punishment. Do you understand?
Así es, su señoría.
If there's an agreement that has been worked out in exchange for your plea, it is not binding on the court. If the court does not accept it, you can withdraw your pleas of guilty. However, if the court follows the agreement and later you wish to appeal, you could appeal only with permission of the court. Do you understand that?
Sí es, su señoría.
If you're not an American, I'm sorry. If you're not an American citizen, your pleas of guilty here today could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Sí es, su señoría.
Mr. Sanchez, have you ever suffered from any conditions that have to do with mental problems or issues that required treatment or hospitalization, sir?
No, su señoría.
Are you satisfied with the legal representation that you received in connection with these accusations?
Así es, su señoría.
When you pled guilty to these attempted smuggling and attempted evading arrest accusations, were those pleas made by you freely and voluntarily?
Sí es, su señoría.
Did anyone unduly pressure you, mistreat you, coerce you, or threaten you in any way?
No, su señoría.
Are you pleading guilty to those lesser included attempted cases because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Así es, su señoría.
All right. Okay, I am reviewing the 3914 disclosure form, and it is signed by all the parties. That statute has been complied with. I find the defense plea to be freely and voluntarily given. State, you may proceed.
Your Honor, the state offers States Exhibit 1 the plea papers in this case and the judicial confessions contained therein. We offer States Exhibit 2 the 3914 disclosures And we ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations of attempted smuggling and attempted evading with a vehicle. This is a plea bargain case, Your Honor. The state the recommendation is that the defendant be punished under the provisions of 1244A, credit for time served. He has at least 121 days, Your Honor.
No objection to the exhibits, Your Honor. And if I may just note that under 1244A, so that it's clear to my client as well, the punishment is not state jail level. It's the punishment of a Class A misdemeanor. So maximum of 1 year and maximum of a $4,000 fine.
Ms. Licona is correct, Mr. Sanchez. The range of punishment that you face here under the current agreement that you have is that you would be punished under 1244A, which means that you would be punished as a Class A misdemeanor. That range is up to 1 year in jail, a $4,000 fine, or both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Así es.
All right, then exhibit number 1 and 2 are admitted among the papers of the cause. I'll take judicial notice of the indictment in the case. And Mr. Sanchez, my understanding that is in exchange for your pleas of guilty, the state recommends that you be punished by confinement in the county jail for a period for credits for time served. And he says 121 days or whatever time your sentence will be for a time served, whatever that time is. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Así es, señorita.
And Ms. Licona, is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. Thank you.
Then I will accept and approve the agreement. I find you guilty of the offense charged in the counts of this indictment, the attempted lesser included. You're punished under 1244A of the Penal Code, which allows Class A misdemeanor punishment. You're punished by amount of time, which is 121 days or whatever time you have credit for. That will be your sentence. Do you understand that, Mr. Sanchez?
Sí, es, señorita.
And that would mean that your judgment is satisfied. You understand that?
Sí, así es.
All right. All right. This is a plea bargain case. You have no right to appeal, and I will certify to that fact. Is there anything else in this case, Ms. Licona?
Nothing further.
Mr. Lasley?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck, sir. We need Mr. Okay, I think Ms. Licona, did you need an interpreter for any other of your cases?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Ms. Alvarado, did you get my email?
Yes, I did. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thank you.
All right, I guess Alonso Avilar. Annex.
Yeah, it's coming up, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, can I ask if since they're all either doing TDC time or time served, will they just do their fingerprints at the annex?
I don't know where they do the fingerprints.
I believe so. I received an email from the annex, and I believe they've sent me fingerprints.
Okay.
We'll ask somebody there.
Yeah, Your Honor, we're sending fingerprints and signatures for the judgment.
All right. Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for answering that question. Appreciate it. Let's see, Alonso Avilar. All right, we'll get on the record in the state versus Alonso Avilar. 2024-0D05350. If I can hear announcements from the state and the defense, please.
Kyle Lasley for the state, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Evie Licona for the defendant, Mr. Avelar, we're ready, Judge.
Are you Alonso Avelar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Avelar, would you raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, Mr. Avelar. Mr. Avelar, you're charged by indictment with well, in 10 counts. Smuggling of persons under 18 years of age. In counts 1 through 3. In counts 4 through 9, you're charged with smuggling of persons. And in count 10, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. And all of those are felony offenses. It appears that here today, you're going to plead to them as misdemeanors, I guess, under 1244B. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lasley, is that what's going to happen here today?
That is correct, Your Honor. The enhancements in the counts 1 through 3 are abandoned, and then we're allowing him to plead to attempted on each of the counts, and then
Okay.
we're prosecuting him and punishing him under 1244B.
Okay. Very well. So they would normally be state jail felonies, but under 1244B, they're going to be misdemeanors.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Licona?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, Mr. Avila, you fully understand what you're charged with.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had plenty of time to discuss this with your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I have a document, it's State's Exhibit number 1, and it's a document that consists of about 12, 13 pages. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you see that document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature attached to it?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Now, before you signed it, did your lawyer explain to you what this document means and what it contains?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand then that by signing this document, you're telling me that you wish to give up, waive, abandon your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, your right to cross-examine witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that still what you want to do at this time, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Licona, in your understanding, did he understand these waivers?
Yes, Judge.
I'll approve the waivers. How do you plead to the lesser included offense, attempted smuggling of persons and the attempted evading arrest as charged in counts 1 through 10 of the indictment, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty to all 10 counts, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And those pleas of guilty are to attempted, and under as we're proceeding, it'll be Class A misdemeanors. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before I accept your pleas of guilty, you need to understand the range of punishment under what we're proceeding under today. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in jail, a $4,000 fine, or both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's any agreement that has been worked out in exchange for your pleas of guilty, that agreement's non-binding on the court. If the court does not accept it, you could withdraw your pleas of guilty. If, however, I proceed with the agreement as you approve it, then you would not have a right to appeal unless you had permission of the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not an American citizen, your pleas of guilty here today could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever suffered any type of mental problems that required treatment or hospitalization, sir?
No, Your Honor.
In your opinion, Ms. Laconi, is your client mentally competent as he stands here today?
He is, Your Honor.
I will so find. Are you satisfied with the legal representation that you received in connection with these accusations?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you pled guilty to these 10 counts, were those guilty pleas made, well, the lesser included offenses of those counts, were those pleas of guilty made by you freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone unduly pressure you, mistreat you, coerce you, or threaten you in any way to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty, Mr. Avila, because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I will accept your pleas as free and voluntary. Further, I find that 3914, here I'm looking at it, and it is signed by all the parties, and I'll accept your pleas as free and voluntary. You may proceed, Mr. Lasley.
Your Honor, the state would offer State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case and the judicial confessions contained therein. We offer State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures. We request that the court take judicial notice of the indictments in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations of attempted smuggling of persons and attempted evading with a vehicle. This is a plea bargain case, Your Honor. The recommendation is that the defendant be punished, prosecuted and punished under the provisions of 1244B. Credit for time served. He has at least 248 days in the county jail, Your Honor.
No objection to the exhibits, Your Honor.
Then States Exhibit 1 and 2 are admitted and filed among the papers of the cause. I will take judicial notice of the indictment in the case. Mr. Avilar, my understanding of the agreement is that you would be found guilty of these attempted charges under 1244B, Class A misdemeanors. You'd be given for credit for time served around 248 days. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Licona, is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll approve the agreements. Alfonso Avilar, I find beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty of the attempted charge, a lesser included offensive attempt of the charges stated in the indictment under 1244B. You're convicted of that. I'll approve the agreement that you receive as punishment credit for time served. That would be around 248 days. And that is your sentence in connection with this case. This is a plea bargain case. You have no right to appeal, and I will certify to that fact. Anything further, Ms. Licona?
Nothing further on this case, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Lasley, in this case?
Just one thing, Your Honor. During the course of this incident, Mr. Avilar had caused property damage to a third party's vehicle. Our office has been in contact with that individual, the owner of that property, who has indicated to us that the insurance company that was providing coverage for the vehicle that Mr. Avilar was driving is paying for the repairs to his vehicle. So the victim has been made whole as far as the property damage in the case.
All right. And also, I think you said earlier you were going to abandon the enhancements stated in the indictment.
That's correct, Your Honor. That way they're third-degree felonies, and then the attempt takes them down to a state jail.
Okay. And you just take note of that, Ms. Alvarado, when you're preparing the judgment. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Avilar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think we, let's see, Gerardo McCall.
Yes, Judge, I believe that's the last one.
Yeah. All right, let's get on the record in the state versus Gerardo McCall Jr. He's got two cases. One is cause number 2024-0D01267, the other being 2024-0D01268. And I'll refer to these indictments by the last four digits of the cause number for brevity from here on out. Is the state ready to proceed on both these cases?
The state's ready, Your Honor.
Defendant ready?
Yes, Evie Licona for Mr. McCall. We're ready, Judge.
You're Gerardo McCall.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Would you raise your right hand to be sworn, Mr. McCall? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, Mr. McCall. Mr. McCall, you're charged in two indictments. And one is, in the last four is 1267. In that one, it appears that you're charged with smuggling of persons for pecuniary benefit in counts 1 through 10. Those are second-degree felonies. In cause number 1268, you're charged with two counts. One, the first count, prohibited weapon, a third-degree felony, and unlawful possession firearm by a felon, a third-degree felony. Do you understand what you're charged with in both of these indictments?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had plenty of time to discuss these accusations with your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you ready to proceed here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of these cases, I have documents. Let's see. Let me go ahead and share that. Do you see that document there?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is a plea agreement between you and the state. It's notice to you of your rights, written admonishments, your waiver of rights, and also your judicial confession. That's the title of it. And that's what is contained in those 12 to 13 pages. Did you sign this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
And likewise, in the other case, it's not up there, but in cause number 1267, did you sign documents, similar documents in that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And before you did, I don't know if I asked you, before you signed those documents, did your attorney explain them to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you understand that by signing these documents that you're giving up your rights to a jury trial in each of these cases. You're giving up your right to remain silent in each of these cases. You're giving up your right to cross-examine witnesses in each of these cases. Is that still what you want to do as you stand here before me?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'll prove, Ms. Licona, did he understand the waivers that he executed in your opinion?
He did, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will so find, and they are filed among the papers of the cause. Now, in cause number 1268, to the charge a prohibited weapon in count 1 and unlawful possession of firearm by felon in count 2, how do you plead to those counts?
Guilty, Your Honor.
In cause number 1267, to the 10 counts of smuggling of persons for pecuniary benefit, second-degree felonies, how do you plead to all of those counts, Mr. McCall?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I hear all your pleas of guilty. The ranges of punishment for what you're facing here at third-degree felony, 2 to 10 years in the penitentiary, confinement, up to a $10,000 fine. Second-degree felony, punishable by no less than 2 years, no more than 20 years, and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand those ranges of punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's a plea agreement that's been worked out in exchange for your pleas of guilty, though that agreement, not binding on the court, but if I don't go along with it, you would be allowed to withdraw your pleas of guilty. However, if the court accepts the plea agreement and later you wanted to appeal, You could appeal only with permission of the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not an American citizen, your pleas of guilty here today could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever suffered from any type of mental problems or conditions that require treatment or hospitalization, Mr. McCall?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the legal representation that you've received in connection with these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you pled guilty to all of these counts, were those guilty pleas made by you freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone unduly pressure you, mistreat you, coerce you, or threaten you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty to all of these counts because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see that in all of these cases that there has been a 3914 form executed, signed by all the parties, and that's in both cases. I find your pleas to be freely and voluntarily given, and the state, you may proceed.
Your Honor, Kyle Lasley for the state. In the case ending in 1268, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and the judicial confessions contained therein. We offer State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures, and we ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment contained in the court's file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove the allegations in the indictment and all the counts beyond a reasonable doubt. In the cause ending in 1267, the state offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea papers in the case, and the judicial confessions contained therein. State's Exhibit 2, the 3914 disclosures, and again, we ask the court to take judicial notice of the indictment in the court file. If the case were to go to trial, the state would prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations contained in all the counts of the indictment. This is a plea bargain case, Your Honor. The recommendation is 4 years in the penitentiary. The state to run concurrent in both cases. The state has also agreed to dismiss cause number 2023-0D05278, which alleges an assault against a peace officer.
No objection, Your Honor, and that's our understanding of the plea agreement.
Then states 1 and 2 in both of these cases are admitted, filed among the papers of the cause. I will take judicial notice of the indictments in both of these cases. Mr. McCall, my understanding of the agreement is that in exchange for your pleas of guilty, the state recommends 4 years confinement in the Texas Department of Corrections. They would all run concurrent with each other. They agreed to dismiss a case. The cause number was stated by the prosecutor. It's assault on a peace officer. Is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Licona, is that your understanding of it?
Yes, Judge, it is.
All right, then. I will accept and approve the plea agreement. Gerardo McCall, I find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Counts 1 through 10 in cause number 2024-0-1267. And likewise, find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the 2 counts stated in 2024-0D01268. Your punishment is assessed at 4 years confinement in the penitentiary on all of these counts in these cases. Do you have any legal reason to prevent sentence at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Hearing none, I hereby sentence you to 4 years confinement in 1267. The 10 counts, they will run concurrent with each other. Likewise, in 1268, your punishment assessed at your sentence, is assessed at 4 years confinement to run concurrent. In each of these cases, you're granted time served from the day of your arrest to this date. Is there any time, is there any federal time? I think I saw something in that regard.
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge. So he was originally booked in July and then December of 2023. After December, he was taken in on the federal charge and was released to federal custody from the county January 31st, 2024. and was brought back to county custody November 5th, 2024. So we're asking for that time to count toward his TDC time.
All right. And thanks for the information you put in the email and everything. Would you mind sending that to Ms. Alvarado so that she can make sure that gets in the judgment?
I've sent it, Judge. They're both actually in one
Oh,
email.
they're together. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, I received them.
All right. Then I'm awarding you those credits that you were in federal custody and this case was pending, then that would be proper credit for time served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, these are plea bargain cases, Mr. McCall, and I will certify to that fact as required under the law. Any questions?
So the federal time is gonna be counted towards my TDC time?
That's just what I said, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Ms. Ancona, anything else?
No, and just to be clear, Mr. McCall, all of your time in county should also be credited, so you'll get all
Yes, thank you, Ms. Icona. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. And nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr.
Thank you,
McCall.
Ms. Icona.
You're welcome. Take care.
All right, who else?
We are done, Judge.
I think
That's all
it.
for me, Judge.
All right, I'm surprised that Jacqueline didn't sneak another one in there somewhere.
So
All
Judge,
right.
just to be clear, on Friday the 2nd, those are all going to be moved. Is that right? I'm trying to
Yeah, I have to
figure
pick
out
a jury.
subpoenas.
I have to
Okay.
pick a jury in the 409, so I can't get to those.
But
Yes. they
I
will.
would still like to, Debbie, I'd still like to resolve the ones that we can resolve today.
I sent you a message this morning, Kyle, on
About,
2 of them.
I saw the one.
Thank you, Annex. By all means,
But-
y'all keep talking.
Okay, well, feel free to reach out to me, Kyle. I'm going to take a little break.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Okay,
you all.
bye. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Two things.
All right, then. Let me start signing.
Okay, Judge.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, I guess in the future, I need to get the plea papers ahead of time.
okay.
Resume. It kind of threw me off because I didn't have nothing in my hands, and that's fine as long as I can look at them. I have double monitors, so I can have them up real nice to look at. But anyway, all right, I'll sign the plea papers and all that. Get them to you, Ms. Alvarado, straight to you, and then you prepare the judgments and anything else in signs, bill of costs, whatever. I'll get those signed up.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you,
I'll be there
Judge.
Thursday, so yeah, if you need it, if you prepare them and send them to me, that's fine. But it's a whole lot easier for me to just sign them in person.
Okay,
But either way, I'll be there Thursday to do that. I'll be there Thursday. I have in the 409th, I have a hearing. So in person, so I'll be there.
okay,
All right.
sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All righty. Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I thought Licona, took care of everything from Friday, or they were gonna pay, weren't they?
No,
Well, they
there's-
pled, the ones in jail pled today. She's
Oh,
still
okay, so
trying
she
to,
still has other ones, okay.
and then she has one that they just decided that they wanted to plead, but he's not in custody.
Okay,
So that's why she was asking, but I told her that I would have to reschedule her, that we wouldn't do
Okay.
it on Friday.
alrighty, okay. Alrighty, Judge, have a good day.
all righty. Oh, what's that?